These are also a little bit of a memory, and, well, one of them is titled 90 Years Between. I was 10 when someone first called me beautiful, a cousin in the loosest sense of the word, in the nursing home after a fall on the ice. Couldn't let his widowed daughter chop wood. After 90, stuff just don't heal right. His hard, gnarled hands picked me up and pulled me onto his wheelchair. On the way to a party that few get to have. What's it like to be old? I was 10, thin as a rail, amazed at the thought of living for 100 years. He smiled at me. Right now, boring. I snuggled into his arms. He stroked my face. The only thing I regret is that I'm too old to think of marrying you when you're older. I laughed. You're teasing. You asked all the nurses to marry you. Only the pretty ones. And you'll be beautiful when you're grown. I didn't think of beauty then. Mainly had skin knees. Haircuts came from bubblegum accidents. Then suddenly one day, boys looked better than frogs. Some had fine words, sweet and tempting, but I had heard them all before when flirting gained Earl and I half a box of chocolates. Young tongues had no charms compared to all the flattery that 100 years of chivalry had showed me. And the other one is also about family. It's called As Simple as ABC. Those were his initials, ABC. My grandfather, Abner Barnabas Cottrell. I think I have his tongue. Too intimidated to say he was a scientist or a poet. He was both. The North Woods had no secrets from him, and he had no fears of them. Before I was born, his phrases sunk into my brain. Leave a light on for the burglars. Cars broke, gotta go by Shank's mare. We were so lost we went round Robin Hood's barn twice. Like me, a flaming radical, always wanting to find the roots. He got hit by a widowmaker. He needed like a hole in the head, which he might have needed, but he never went to the doctor. Grandma said he was more meal stubborn after that, which is a real case of hell getting hotter. In fact, that's what he died of, a case of the stubborns. He bet the swamp was frozen over. It wasn't. Mother and I say he and I are opposites. She said we would have fought like two tomcats, but I've been arguing with him since childhood. If I could convince the grandfather of my mind, I can convince anyone.